Yes, scientists really found something strange in Antarctica. A place frozen in silence is now screaming with mysteries. From the singing ice that produces eerie sounds like a haunted instrument, to a giant pool of red liquid known as the mysterious blood, Antarctica is hiding secrets no one expected. But that's not all. Researchers recently stumbled upon something that looks like a giant egg buried deep beneath the ice, and some even claim they've seen the shape of an ancient pyramid sticking out of the snow. Is it natural, or is it something mankind forgot? This isn't science fiction, it's happening right now. Singing Ice of Antarctica. This may sound strange, but ice can actually sing. When you drop ice or slide it across a surface, it makes all sorts of sounds. Now imagine that on a massive scale. In Antarctica, where there's nothing but endless ice and wind, scientists decided to listen closely to a giant ice shelf. One windy day, in 2018, something amazing happened. The ice started making music. As the strong wind blew non-stop across the frozen shelf, it caused the ice to vibrate. These vibrations turned into different tones, kind of like a natural flute being played by the wind. The sound was soft, eerie, and continuous, almost like the ice itself was alive and singing. Scientists were shocked by how much pressure and shape could change the tune. It was nature's very own concert in the coldest place on Earth. Mysterious blood? It looks like something from a horror movie. Red water flowing from pure white ice in the coldest place on Earth. This strange sight, called Blood Falls, was first seen in 1911 near Antarctica. A team of geologists were shocked when they found what looked like blood pouring out of an iceberg. It wasn't actual blood, of course, but it definitely looked creepy enough to get the world talking. Here's the wild part. The water is packed with iron, but it's been trapped under the ice without any air for a long time. When this water finally reaches the surface, the iron touches the air and instantly rusts, just like metal does. That rust gives the water its deep red color. So while it looks spooky and mysterious, this icy waterfall is just science doing its magic in the most dramatic way possible. Giant egg found in Antarctica. This discovery left scientists scratching their heads. On a remote island near Antarctica, researchers found something strange buried in the frozen ground, a giant fossil that looked like a deflated ball. At first, no one could figure out what it was, but after careful study, they confirmed it was a fossilized egg, and not just any egg. This one was over 68 million years old. That's right, it had been hidden in the ice since the time of the dinosaurs. But here's where it gets even wilder. This ancient egg was absolutely huge, measuring 29 by 20 centimeters, and it was the first fossil egg ever discovered in Antarctica. The big question was, what kind of creature laid something this massive? After more research, experts revealed it came from a giant reptile, making it the largest reptile egg ever found on Earth. Ancient pyramid? Some people are obsessed with the idea that there's a hidden pyramid buried in Antarctica. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? But here's the truth. What they're pointing at isn't some ancient structure built by aliens or a lost civilization. It's just a mountain. Yes, a naturally shaped mountain that happens to look a lot like a pyramid. Scientists have looked into this many times and they all agree these pyramid-looking shapes are nothing mysterious. Mountains like this can be found in many places around the world, not just Antarctica. The only reason this one gets so much attention is because of where it is. So no hidden secrets, no ancient ruins, just cold, icy nature doing what it always does. Oldest rivers on Earth. Here's something wild you probably never thought about. Antarctica has rivers. Yes, rivers. But the crazy part is, they're not on the surface. If you stood there right now, you'd just see endless snow and ice. But deep underneath that frozen surface, scientists have discovered ancient rivers hidden beneath thick layers of ice. And these aren't just small streams. We're talking about a massive river system stretching over 1,500 kilometers, and it's been there for 30 to 40 million years. That makes it one of the oldest river networks on Earth. Now, here's where it gets spooky. This discovery shows how little we really know about our planet. Most people look at Antarctica and just see an icy desert, but deep below, secrets like this are quietly waiting to be found. That's why researchers spend years studying this frozen land, because what lies underneath might hold clues to Earth's ancient past, and that thought alone is both thrilling and chilling. Hidden landscape. Deep, Under Antarctica's thick ice, scientists made a mind-blowing discovery in 2023. While studying underground rivers, they found something much bigger, a hidden world carved out by water, untouched for 34 million years. This massive area, as large as Belgium, wasn't just empty land. It was a living ecosystem. Long before the Ice Age took over, this land had forests, rivers, and probably even animals. Imagine that. A place we now call a frozen wasteland was once full of life, trees, and green landscapes stretching across 32,000 kilometers. But how did they even find such a secret place? Well, scientists flew planes over Antarctica and used radio waves to scan beneath the thick ice. That's how they revealed this ancient world hiding below. But here's the scary part. Because of global warming, this precious land is now at risk of being lost forever. A place untouched for millions of years could vanish just like that. Maybe it's time we stop ignoring what we're doing to our planet before it's too late. Hidden lake beneath the ice. Something shocking was hiding under the Russian Vostok station in Antarctica. For 20 years, scientists kept drilling into the thick ice, thinking they were just collecting ancient ice samples. Their goal was to study how Earth looked before Antarctica froze. But after 2 long decades of hard work, they discovered something no one expected. Right beneath them was a secret lake, completely untouched for around 20 million years. This frozen lake was just 4,000 meters below their feet, buried under solid ice. Scientists had no clue it was there all this time. Since then, many studies have been done to find out if anything could live in such a cold, dark place. And even today, the mystery of what might be swimming in Lake Vostok still gives chills to researchers around the world. Warm caves under Antarctica are hiding life. Antarctica is supposed to be freezing all the time, right? But deep under all that ice, scientists discovered something shocking. Warm caves hidden below the surface. These aren't just cracks in the ice. They were created by active volcanoes buried beneath Antarctica. As the volcanoes release steam, it carves out giant subglacial caves and warms them up to around 27 degrees Celsius. That's warmer than some cities in summer. Inside these caves, the heat and moisture create a strange environment that's totally different from the frozen world above. But here's where it gets even crazier. Scientists took soil samples from these warm caves and guess what they found? Tiny living things like microbes and algae. Life where no one expected it. Even more mysterious, they found genetic material from unknown organisms that don't match anything found in the cold Antarctic climate. These strange life forms might be something completely new. So now scientists are asking what else could be hiding in these deep, warm tunnels below the ice. Life under Antarctic ice. Most people think Antarctica is just ice and emptiness, but something amazing was found beneath it. In early 2025, a massive iceberg, almost the size of Chicago, broke off from the frozen land. When it drifted away, it revealed a hidden underwater world that shocked scientists. They weren't expecting much, maybe a few sea creatures here and there. But what they saw was way more than that. As they explored the freezing waters, they discovered sponges, giant sea spiders, ice fish, strange octopuses, jellyfish, glowing anemones, and even huge corals. That wasn't just random sea life. It was a full ecosystem, living and thriving in total darkness under the thick ice. It proved something incredible. Even in the harshest places on Earth, life finds a way. Some people might wonder, how can anything survive down there? But the real mystery is, what else could be hiding beneath that icy world? The deeper scientists looked, the more surprises they found. And there's still a lot left to uncover. Giant ice fish nursery found under Antarctica. Something unbelievable was hiding under the frozen waters of the Weddell Sea. When scientists sent cameras deep below the icy surface, they weren't just hoping to spot a few ice fish. What they found was something far bigger, a secret nursery with millions of nests. This wasn't just any nursery, it was the largest one ever found on Earth. Stretching across 240 kilometers, it had around 60 million ice fish carefully laying their eggs. Each nest was spaced just 25 centimeters apart, dotting the ocean floor like stars in the night sky. But here's the wild part. According to researchers, one parent fish was guarding up to 1,700 nests all at once. That's like one mom or dad looking after an entire city of babies. This discovery left scientists stunned, not just because of the size, but because it opened a new mystery. If this giant nursery existed unnoticed for so long, how many more are hidden under Antarctica's icy depths? The Weddell Sea may have just revealed one of its best-kept secrets. Frozen ship mystery. In 1915, a brave explorer named Sir Ernest Shackleton took his crew on a dangerous journey to Antarctica aboard a ship called the Endurance. Back then, there was no modern safety gear, just courage and thick coats. But nature had other plans. As they reached the icy land, thick ice trapped their ship and crushed it, pulling it under the frozen sea. Shackleton and his crew barely survived by escaping in a lifeboat, but the ship was lost forever, or so they thought. Over 100 years later, in 2022, a new team of explorers made a jaw-dropping discovery in the cold waters of the Weddell Sea. They found the Endurance, sitting perfectly still, 3 kilometers deep below the surface. And here's the twist. The ship looked almost brand new. Thanks to the icy waters, it was frozen in time, preserved like a ghost ship from the past. Antarctica's ice is breaking fast. Something serious is happening deep in Antarctica, and it's not looking good. This frozen land isn't just a cold, quiet place. It's like a warning light for the whole planet. As global temperatures go up, scientists watch Antarctica closely because it tells us how badly the Earth is reacting, and the news isn't great. In just the last 5 years, giant icebergs, some as big as large cities in the United States, have broken off and started drifting into the ocean. That's not normal. It shows how fast the ice is coming apart. But the biggest concern is the massive ice shelf itself. It's slowly cracking, breaking piece by piece, and there's no sign it'll stop. As more ice melts, that cold water pours into our oceans, quietly raising sea levels. One day, this could flood coastlines, wipe out towns, and change the world map forever. What's melting in Antarctica today might drown our cities tomorrow. Giant ice tunnels under Antarctica. This will blow your mind. Under the frozen land of Antarctica, there are hidden tunnels in the ice so huge they almost match the height of the Eiffel Tower. These aren't man-made or recent. Nature carved them over millions of years. As rivers of melting ice flow beneath the surface and head toward the ocean, they leave behind these giant paths. And no, they're not small cracks. Some of them stretch nearly 330 meters tall, just a few meters short of the Eiffel Tower in France. Now think about that for a second. Massive icy tunnels silently lying beneath one of the coldest places on Earth. It's not just one or two either. Scientists believe there could be many more, still hidden deep inside the frozen edges of the continent. These ancient structures are reminders of how powerful nature really is, shaping the world beneath our feet without us even knowing. Hidden mountains under ice. Now this is wild. There's a huge mountain range in Antarctica that no one can actually see. It's called the Gambert-Sev mountain range, and it's completely buried under snow and ice. These mountains are about 2,700 meters tall, but they're hidden under 600 meters of frozen layers. So even if you stare at a map, you'd never know they're there. It's like nature's own secret, frozen away for thousands of years. What's even crazier is how long this mountain range is. Almost 200 kilometers. Scientists were shocked when they discovered it through special scans. At first, many thought it couldn't be real, but the data proved otherwise. A full mountain range as tall as the Alps, lying quietly beneath Antarctica's thick ice blanket. How is that even possible? Heat waves at both poles? The Arctic and Antarctica are supposed to be the coldest places on Earth. But in 2022, something shocking happened. Both froze and fried at the same time. Temperatures suddenly jumped way higher than normal, up to 47 degrees Celsius hotter in Antarctica and 30 degrees Celsius in the Arctic. Scientists were confused. What could cause this strange heat in both poles at once? Turns out it was all about storms. A high-pressure storm hit one pole, while a low-pressure one hit the other. Together, they pulled warm air into both frozen zones. But that's not all. The storms acted like blankets, trapping heat inside. This is dangerous. If ice at the poles starts melting fast, it could cause massive problems around the world, and we'll all feel the effects. Giant iceberg breaks apart. In 2023, something massive happened near Antarctica that left scientists very worried. A giant iceberg called A76A, which was twice the size of Los Angeles, broke away from the frozen land. But that wasn't the end. This giant piece of ice shattered into smaller chunks and spread across the ocean like broken glass floating on water. That might sound simple, but it's not. When something that big breaks apart, it doesn't just disappear quietly. These ice chunks can mess with sea life underwater, damage ocean ecosystems, and even become dangerous obstacles for ships. One wrong move, and a huge crash could happen in the middle of the sea. It's a cold reminder of how powerful and unpredictable nature can be. Hidden life beneath Antarctica. Something amazing was found deep under the ice in 2022. Scientists drilled 500 meters down into the frozen land of Antarctica, and what they found shocked everyone. Beneath all that ice, there was a secret river flowing in total darkness. But that's not the most surprising part. Inside that river, they saw tiny creatures swimming around, proving there really was life hiding in one of the coldest places on Earth. These strange little creatures are called amphipods, and they were caught on camera moving through the icy water like it was their home. Scientists weren't sure anything could live in such a place, but this discovery changed everything. Just like the old saying goes, life always finds a way, even in the most unexpected places. Deep inside Antarctica's Penguin City. Something amazing happened in the frozen heart of Antarctica. In 2023, scientists found a secret colony of emperor penguins living far inland, farther than anyone expected. These brave birds had traveled deep into the icy land, far from the ocean, just to keep their babies safe and grow their families. While most researchers look for new life in Antarctica, this discovery reminded everyone how incredible the life we already know truly is. This hidden colony is now under careful watch. Scientists want to make sure nothing harms their icy home or stops them from having chicks. Emperor penguins are already facing big challenges from melting ice, and nobody wants to wake up one day and find out they're disappearing forever. Saving this colony means giving these majestic birds a real chance to survive for many generations. A giant hole in Antarctica. Something strange happened in Antarctica that left everyone scratching their heads. Back in 2017, a huge mysterious hole appeared in the middle of the frozen land. It wasn't just a small crack, it was massive, and no one knew why it was there. But here's the twist, this wasn't the first time it showed up. It was actually seen before in 1974 and was hidden under snow and ice for years. This strange spot is called the Maud Rise Polynya. Now, what exactly is a polynya? It's when a hole forms in sea ice, usually because strong winds and other natural forces blow the ice apart. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it grabs attention fast. Scientists say it's all about timing and weather patterns, so while it looks shocking at first, the answer lies in nature doing its usual wild dance, revealing old secrets in the most unexpected ways. Frozen fossils of Antarctica? Something shocking was hiding under the ice of Antarctica. In 2016, scientists discovered a huge collection of fossils buried deep in the frozen land. These weren't just old bones, they were from 71 million years ago. There were dinosaur remains, ancient reptiles, sea creatures, and even bones that looked like they came from the ancestors of ducks we see today. This one discovery opened a window into a world we never thought existed in such a cold and lifeless place. But that wasn't the only time fossils were found there. Over the years, more and more bones have been discovered across Antarctica, proving that this frozen desert was once full of life. It's hard to imagine that this icy land once had creatures roaming around, swimming in oceans, and maybe even flying through the air. Some people find these discoveries creepy, while others think it's time we start looking at Antarctica with more curiosity than fear. Antarctica is no longer just ice and snow. It's a frozen mystery waiting to be solved. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-blowing discoveries.